Hello and welcome to another YouTube video. I wish I could start a video normal. Here we go. Today's video, I want to tell you in 3 simple ways how you... Do I have something in my teeth? I think I do. Today's video, I want to tell you 3 ways how you can tell if you're losing weight. This might seem pretty self-explanatory. This might seem like I'm Captain Obvious.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
I think it's important to discuss how you know if you're actually losing weight. Number 1 is the scale. When it comes to losing weight, obviously we know we need to be in a calorie deficit. How do we know if the deficit we're in is allowing us to lose weight? That's where tracking your weight daily comes into play. People have bad relationships with the scale. For whatever reason, they associate the weight they see on the scale as they're progressing or they're not progressing, they're failing, or they're doing really well. They should celebrate, they should be miserable. The scale comes with a lot of emotions, but when we learn to look at the scale what it is, when we look at it for just tracking data over time, that's it. That's how we develop a better relationship with the scale, knowing that the number on the scale does not dictate whether I'm doing well or doing worse or terrible, whatever the case may be. Because what we're looking for is data over time. So when we track our weight daily, we're actually just getting a lot of data points so that we could see over months' time the average weight loss and the trend of the data that we're looking for. So picture we're in 7th grade math class and we're learning how to do freaking line graphs.
Indubitably.
If you know when you're plotting your data points, if you have only like 3 data points, 1, 2, 3, that line's gonna be very dramatic, right? It's either gonna go sharply down or sharply up. But when we have multiple data points, all over the place, then that line's gonna be a lot more telling, and it's gonna show us more specifically the data and what we're looking at. And that's exactly what Weighing Yourself Daily is doing. We're basically getting as much information as we can to see, okay, where is my weight trending to? Am I on the right track? So the scale is super important to tell if you're losing weight. When we're tracking our weight daily, we're looking for that trend. So our trend ideally wants to be going down. The scale will fluctuate. This is completely normal. Your weight will go up, your weight will go down, your weight will stay the same. We're looking for that trend going down. That's the most important thing. What I recommend is you either weigh yourself daily or you don't weigh yourself at all. It's really hard to determine progress via the scale if you don't have enough data points. The day that you hopped on the scale could be the day that your weight spiked up 3 pounds and you have no background as to why, but if you're weighing yourself daily, you could find your pattern of weight loss and understand I was actually at my lowest weight the day before and tomorrow's gonna be my highest weighing, because that's usually how my pattern trends. That's how the scale works, and that's how you can tell if you're losing weight using the scale. Probably the most common way that people tell if they're losing weight, but they're usually using it the wrong way. Implement those things when you're using the scale to tell if you're losing weight. Number two. Measurements. Measurements are very important because it's another piece of data. Other means to say maybe the scale isn't going down, which is common, but my measurements are going down. And this is another means to tell if you're actually losing weight. And it's ironic because it actually has nothing to do with the actual weight on the scale, but has everything to do whether you're losing fat and losing weight and losing inches. When you're doing your measurements, I like to have my clients do it every 4 weeks. Some people recommend bi-weekly. Just make sure you're sticking to a method that is accurate and consistent. If you choose 2 weeks, do every 2 weeks. If you choose every 4 weeks, do every 4 weeks. You can measure in inches. Some people measure in centimeters because you can see even more changes. I always have my clients just do inches. You wanna measure around the belly button, you wanna measure your hips, you can measure your arms, you can measure your thighs. Measure as many places that you want to measure, but measure it consistently so that you can see whether you've lost inches or not. This is a direct indicator of if you have lost weight or fat. Measurements, great way to tell if you are losing weight because it's inches lost. And ideally when we're losing inches, that means that the weight is going down. More specifically, that means that your fat's going down. When it comes to weight loss, ideally we want to make sure that we're not just losing weight, but we're losing fat. I could go into a whole nother video of weight loss versus fat loss, but if your weight stays the same, but your measurements are going down, it means that you're losing fat, which if you're in a fat loss phase, that's exactly what you want. Weight loss phase essentially means fat loss phase. This leads us into our final step to tell how you're losing weight, and that is progress photos. Progress photos are incredibly important because it's going to be that final piece where you might not notice any changes in scale, you might not notice any changes in measurements, but you might notice some dramatic changes via pictures. So this could be body composition. This might be somebody who, you know, the measurements stay the same, the weight stays the same, but maybe their abs are more apparent, or maybe they see there's more muscle in their arms, whatever the case may be. Progress photos are kind of like that final puzzle piece to say like, okay, I know I'm on the right track, because if I compare this month to month, I could see a clear difference or even a slight difference. When it comes to tracking progress photos, I have my clients do it once a month. You're not gonna see dramatic changes in 2 weeks. Give yourself a month, compare your month to month along the way. Progress photos are a great way to tell if you are losing weight. To recap, this scale, daily or not at all, or find a way that's consistent, okay? That's what we wanna be with all these things. We wanna be consistent and we wanna create some sort of accuracy. Measurements, remember we wanna do measurements bi-weekly or once a month, centimeters or inches. Find body parts that you wanna measure every month and compare your body measurements month to month. Notice how I'm not saying compare your daily weigh-ins to your daily weigh-ins. It takes time, guys. It takes time to see changes. It takes time to notice a difference of losing weight. It takes time to know a difference in measurements and seeing a difference visually with yourself in progress photos. Weight loss is simple. You be in a calorie deficit, you move your body, and you do it over a period of time. It's difficult because it's hard for us to comprehend how long it actually takes. It takes time. It takes time, guys. That being said, that's how to tell if you're losing weight. If you have any questions, comment down below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Thank you guys. I love you super much, and I will see you in the next one.